folks. Today I'm reading from Deuteronomy chapter 12, verses 10 to 14. And God is speaking to the Israelites here concerning their finances, concerning their offerings, and He gives them specific instructions as to how they must handle their offerings and how they must handle their finances. And this is a very, very interesting principle that I believe that the Lord is speaking to us concerning our personal finances, concerning our corporate finances, and where we find ourselves in as the church in this day. And He says here in verse 10, He says, when you go over the Jordan, okay, the Jordan, the land that God gives you to inherit, okay, and He gives you rest from your enemies. Then He says you will go into the place that the Lord your God has chosen, and you will bring your burnt offerings. And that's in verse 11. Verse 12, He says, you will rejoice before the Lord, and your sons and your daughters and your men servants. And so He says, as a result of going into the land, crossing the Jordan, moving over this testing period, moving into the expansion that God has got for them, He says, verse 13, and He's warning them, He says, take heed to yourself that you do not offer your burnt offerings to everyone that you seest. Verse 14, but in the place that the Lord your God shall choose, there you will offer your burnt offerings, and there where I command you, you will give. And I believe that this is something that God is truly warning us about in this day. There are so many demands on our finances. There are so many voices that are crying out. There are so many needs that are presented before us. But the Lord is warning us, and He's saying, I want you to be very specific in the way you give. I want you to be very specific in your tithing. I want you to be very specific in who you are giving to. I want you to pray over your personal finances, the finances of your company, the finances of your church. Because you see, folks, not every need is God sent. Not every need are we supposed to meet that need. God has given us a certain sphere of influence. God has given us a certain portion. God has given us a certain responsibility. And the Lord is warning those today, and He's encouraging those who are giving to protect our finances, to protect in terms of who we are allowing to occupy this space within our finances. And so as you pray over your finances towards the end of this month, as you pray concerning your giving for this next month, the Lord is admonishing us, be careful, because why? Our inheritance is being taken from us unduly, unlawfully. All that you have worked for, all that you have put your hands to, all the wealth that God has blessed you with, the Lord is saying, be very discerning as to who we sow our finance and what need is actually to be met at this time. God bless you. And Lord, I pray for wisdom for your people. I pray that they would hear what God is saying, that they would have eyes to see and ears to hear the Spirit, that the Lord is saying, be obedient to the promptings of your heart. God is convicting, and He's speaking to people now, and the Lord is saying, don't reason out what I am leading you to do within the spirit man within. Amen. And you will see, as you do and as you are obedient, you will be prosperous in all your ways. God bless you. Sometimes we have to say no. The Lord is saying you must say no. Amen.